Hi everyone, hi. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a beautiful Thanksgiving. I actually have to go back out to the grocery store. I'm one of those last minute people and have to get a few last minute things, but I wanted to jump on here and say hello to you and show you the wreath that I made last night. Check this out, guys. Actually, I'll bring the camera over there and show you the wreath that I made. Who's that? Hi there. Hi, Lee. Happy Thanksgiving, guy. How are you today? Hi. I hope you're having a beautiful day. We're gonna keep it super simple here, and but because you know what it's about? It's about getting together with your family and your friends, or enjoying your day and having a complete day of art creativity. And I've done that in the past. So, okay, up here in Vermont, we have, it's kind of in the low 30s right now, but it's supposed to go in the high 30s, like 38. And I guess there's going to be a lot of snow if you're from Buffalo, right? Oh, that's a good coffee. You know that there's going to be a snowstorm. So I'm going to bring you to a couple places here. First, we're going to go over here. And I don't know, you were maybe with me yesterday when we were making this wreath. And this is just adorable. I'm totally in love with the process of this, using scrap fabrics and the wire. But this one I made last night. And this is, look at the design. It's just lovely. So I jumped back on here with these wreaths because I wanted to share a couple little things. The back side of the fabric, you see how it's white? So if it was the design on both sides, you wouldn't see any of kind of like the flip side of it. You see that? So that was one thing, but this is older fabric, okay? It is older. This is older fabric. So you see how you're seeing the flip side of it? Does it really take away? I don't think it really takes away from the wreath, because all in all, you can take beautiful, this is thrift shop ribbon. Look, these are all thrift shop ribbons, and you can put a ribbon on here and dress it up. So this one I was testing out, like the pink, I didn't like it. The blue didn't show up. The gold just doesn't go. But I think the purple might make it, you know, pop a little bit. So because I'm trying to clean up the table. Hi, Camel. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Micah. Hi, Camel. How are you guys today? I hope you're having a beautiful holiday, using the day to really relax, revamp, maybe, I love to use these down days. I call them down days, these holidays. They're down days, but days to reconnect, yes, with your family, but maybe to reconnect with yourself. So, but I wanted to jump on here and share that. And let's go, whoops, sorry. Let's go on the other side so you can say hello to Umi and Mashuki. There's my birds. Let's see if I can put this down. Hi, Umi and Mashuki. And then I'm going to talk to you about the parade a little bit. Okay, if you can see, there's Mashuki. And Umi was just on the swing. They love, love, love to go on the swing. So that's the finches, how they're doing. And you see how I have the curtain pulled. And the reason is that side of the cage, they like it covered a little bit because they're building a little nest. They don't have babies. They're not going to have babies for quite some time. But they do like their little nest protected. Okay. Now, on the other side, so that's what I have and on the other side here, let me just show you the TV. Can you see the TV a little bit? See, it's the parade. If any of you are watching the parade is on. And they have the Pillsbury Doughboy coming up. So it's CNBC on YouTube if you want to see it. That's who's showing the parade. And the visual is not that good, I'm going to tell you. And the audio's not that great either, but it's on. And you know, to put something like that on, it kind of lifts your spirits a little bit. So, hi guys, how are you doing today? Hi Eva and Perkert and Gray. Who's that? Gray Ann Gray. Hi. Can't see. I'm trying to see. Here is that. I'm trying to see the names. I'm so sorry. Josie and Period and Sophia and Vivian. Yeah, what you have going on around you is a really, you know, what you're getting into your mind, body, and soul on these holidays, and not just on the holiday, every day nowadays, but to lift up your spirits. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to read to you a tiny little bit from my new book, Bridge of Life 2, just a couple of stanzas. I know I start reading and I'm going and going and going, but I'll read just a couple of stanzas. So what I'm going to have to do is get back up and or we could just maybe even go in the other room so we don't have the noise from the TV. So we'll leave that TV on for the Finches. And because my book is on the computer, and it's going to be dark in here for a second, guys. I'm just going to put this on. Okay. And let's see here. It's a good way to do this. Okay, so I'm going to get my computer. And we'll do that. And I'm just going to put this down. Okay, guys? This is my little art area, and I can sit right here and read it to you a little bit. Let me get a little quiet. A little inspiration never hurt any of us. So, I mean, that's why I write the book. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, it probably won't be in like the stanzas, but one of the things I want to just kind of convey out there to people is that yes, it is Thanksgiving, but you know, every day we have you know, after Thanksgiving is over and before Thanksgiving is here, people have the same issues. You know what I mean? But sometimes the holiday exemplifies it. It really does. For me, it really doesn't, at this point anyway in my life. So, you know, I love to be able to reach out to people if I feel it's gonna make a little bit of a difference, or even if you don't think it's gonna make it, you reach out and, you know, if you have a neighbor, look, there's a lot of people. They will not tell you of their pain. They will not. Some people do. They go around and they're very good at articulating all of the issues that they have. They are. Most people are not. They're overwhelmed with their own issues. So with that said, I like to remind people that there's the negatives in this life, okay, and there's the positives. Now, how you navigate, and I love that word, I didn't think I'd ever use that word for life, but it is a really good exemplary word. How you navigate through this world really does make the difference of your day to day, okay? So, and to give yourself the benefit of the doubt, you know, you are not perfect. That's number one. Forgiving yourself, number two. Then that way you can see others are not perfect, and you can also forgive others, quite easily. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't hear me say this, we're going to do a chakra wreath, a chakra rag wreath. Chakra. You know what I'm saying? The word, you know what I'm saying, guys? Who's here? Let's see. Tierney, Yup Yes, Cami, Katie, Bailey. Hi guys, how are you today? I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. The chakra meditation. I shared that with you a little bit because it truly does help me. I use it. I cannot seem to just like categorize it like chakra meditation from the monks. I understand it is. It is from the monks. It is. But I take it and I kind of weave it towards like a meditation prayer. You know what I mean? That's how I use it. So, okay. Let me just get to my book here. And, I don't know, I need your advice if you want me to kind of like stop on it and read it. But this is in Kindle and it's $2.99, and I'm bragging almost about that because I really wanted my other books like in Kindle and to keep the price low. But this one I managed to get in Kindle. But guess what? Now this one I'm having a hard time getting it in paperback because of the digital measures. The other one I got in paperback. And I'm having a hard time getting it in Kindle. So this one's in Kindle, guys. Okay. So Bridge of Life, Part 2, The Traverse. Okay. So this one, it starts out with really pretty imagery. There's some of this I haven't read. Oh, there's so much of this I haven't read, but the imagery, I just kind of want to jump around and give you an idea because I really create the imagery just like assimilating different things I've seen in my own life. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm necessarily standing in front of a mountain and coming up with the imagery. It's not like that. It's just from somewhere in the ozone. So, okay, so The Traverse, for those of you who haven't heard the beginning of it, this is the very beginning. Hi, Olivia. Hi. So it's called The Bridge of Life, Part 2. It's by me, Carmella-T, and I started The Traverse. And that's in quotes on the title, too, by the way. So I say, dancing with life in the eye of the sun stands an ancient catwalk, conceptualized mindfully with love in an antediluvian time and space. So the catwalk is our traverse, and the antediluvian time and space is before time and space. It's like way, it's ancient. This is ancient. This is before you. This is before me. This is before anything that we know. Because we don't know. We really don't know. Anyway, I won't go through it like that. I'll just read because it is pretty. If I say so myself. Okay. Let's see. Hi guys. Hi, that pretty love. Hi. And I think Trinity, is that Trinity? I'm looking at these little ones here. Melody. I can't see some of these. Okay, so The Traverse. Gifted life by design. Mosaics of conscience. Inspire the rains to come forth. With manifestations typically hidden in the mysteries. So things are manifesting, people. Just think it and believe it. The rains come forth, revealing truth, wonderment, hope, and love. Quantum essentials vital to establishing roots of wisdom. I think some of the hardest things for us to do to grow as people is a couple of things. Yes, looking at ourselves in the mirror, looking at us. It's hard to get a perspective on ourselves sometimes which is why I like talking to another person about an issue or how you feel is super important. That's your reality check. But also perceiving other, so that's your reality check, and that's why it's difficult sometimes also to look at other people. But, excuse me, let's see, who's that? Hi, Silly. Hi, Jurassic Park. Hey, Jurassic Park, let me tell you something. Seriously, I am not even kidding about this. And I say this sometimes here. My little finches, those teeny tiny little birds, the little one, Umi, and I know this sounds weird, but she stretches her neck, like looking down at me sometimes when I'm sitting down. She'll have been watching me for a long time. They get spooked, like if you turn, because you figure you're a giant, right, compared to them. I read this, that they get spooked, like if you look into the cage, they get a little spooked, even if they know you. But when you're just sitting like with them, because they're super social little birds, they love to just watch you. And I've caught them watching me. Now little Mashuki, the male, he kind of comes over and he tries to talk with me. Now, I gotta tell you, they have this little routine going, and I'm mentioning this for a reason, but they have a little routine going just in their own little life, like in their own little bird life. But they remind me of those little Jurassic Park dinosaurs that kind of look up at me. Like they're kind of, and I say this all the time because you picture a little bird with no feathers and they're kind of like a little dinosaurs. Anyway, I love the feathers, okay? I would just say they're just beautiful. But the thing of it is, they're super smart. So I'm saying this for a reason. Our wildlife, our beautiful nature around us, first of all, they're so uplifting, and they do fill you with wonder, don't they? Like you read these stories, oh my God, somebody came across a moose, or somebody came across a bear. Like there were a couple of bears up at I don't mean to laugh, but I think it was Smuggler's Notch. It must have been up at Madonna. There were 4 bears came out. Now this time of year, these bears supposed to be sleeping, okay? I'm just saying they're supposed to be sleeping. They're up there, especially where it's freezing, running around. Guess what though? They're looking for food. So there's so much we can be learning from our wildlife. If the bears are not sleeping and they're looking for food, that says a lot. It says how the environment is changing. And, but we can, and their behaviors, we can learn from them. But at the same time, when you see a bear, let's say you see a bear. My father taught me, who was a Native American, and yes, I'm part Native, but like the natives said, we'll prove it. Oh. I don't think I have to, okay? I'm not going to go that. I'm not jumping into the political-sized society to that degree. I'm just not. You know, the other side of the family said I'm part Italian. Okay, so I'm part Italian, part Native. That's what I am, okay? That's what I am. So I'm not going to go in and prove this and prove that and prove. I'm sorry, people. For me, I gotta step. This is seriously, this is, in my opinion, part of taking care of ourselves. Are you going to jump to what the system, I don't want to say the system, but we do have a system. We have to have a system, okay? We have millions of billions of people in the world. We need a system, yes. But are we going to, jump and let it define every single fiber of who we are? Because, you got to be careful with that. You have to appreciate that, yes, we have a system, appreciate of where we come from. I love historical cultural arts. As you know, my book, Reviving Earth with Historical Cultural Arts, is all about appreciating cultures. And I think there's a little bit of Irish in me too. I would love to go to Ireland and study the Irish history and the land. I would love, love, love that. Who knows what other parts are in me? I don't know. I'm not going to get a DNA and be put in a database for it. I'm not doing it. Because all in all, I just love life. I just love being here. Okay? And for me especially, I love the fact that people are just people and everybody has something to contribute. So to me, that's super, super important. But anyway, my father, who, yes, he grew up on a reservation. He was over there in Lake Winnipesaukee, and he learned a lot because of his Indian culture, which was very deprived. It wasn't like a blooming, beautiful, well, systematic type of Indian culture. It was not for him. They were very poor, very poor. And so they didn't really have a culture to, because people were mixed and this and that, and have a culture to kind of hold on to, okay? That's why I love, love, love cultures. I just love them. I love to learn from them. But the thing of it is this. He said to me a couple of things he taught me. He taught me how to smell the rain. You can smell the rain, okay? He taught me that if you do see wildlife, you learn something from them. Like the bear will be firstly, foremost, you have to kind of relate it to your own life. Does it mean you need more courage right now if you see a bear? Because they do symbolize courage. They can symbolize a warning. They can symbolize strength. You know what I mean? So there's a couple of different things you'll see out there that bears will symbolize. So the wildlife can teach us so much. Sometimes they just show up, and my father believed that when they just show up, that that's a definite. It's not like a mistake. It's not a coincidence. It's something. It's a message. It's like pay attention to whatever it is. And what's going on around your life. So I love the spirit guides out there. I believe there's lots of different tools in navigating through life. And I think one of them, a major one for me, is definitely wildlife. It's our beautiful nature. I had a chickadee fly right over to me the other day. It came right to me. I've had that happen in the past. Like it came right to me. And it's not like it didn't see me because I was moving and I wasn't anywhere near the feeder. I was on my porch, but it came over to me. And I just felt the magic from it, you know what I mean? The wonderment, the love and the beauty and the peace, just from our universe. It doesn't mean it needed to mean anything specific, but it came over to me. So I felt the energy of it. So through my life, yes, that is a navigating tool for me, is paying attention to wildlife, the spirit guides. So check it out on YouTube. If you put in, you have to put in animal spirit guides, because if you put in spirit guides, you're going to get all kinds of stuff like wizards, and I know some people may believe, in that too, and I'm not counting them out, but I don't know a lot about them. But I do, but I do know about the spirit world and the animal world. So check it out in YouTube, put in spirit animal guides, and you will find out different things, like little things that my father and my mother was very in tune to that, very in tune. If a hawk comes really close to you, well, first of all, if a hawk comes close to you, safety first. But the thing of it is, I mean, it just might be hunting, true. But if you're feeling that it's not coincidence and there's something else going on, then there is, okay? Because hawks, they have the sharp acuity vision, and they're very strategic in their planning, and they swoop down and then they move very quickly and sharp, and there's lots that you can relate to your own life, maybe at that time. Okay, so I had an eagle fly in front of me once. I was getting off the ferry, and I couldn't seriously believe this. It swooped down and picked a duck up right in front of my face. So the eagle, it could symbolize eagle's divine spiritual guidance. It could symbolize just man-made government stuff. It could symbolize protection. But that poor little duck, the duck symbolized docile and innocence. So there was a whole story going on there. Let's see. There's many other spirit guide symbolizations. Anyway, that is one that I absolutely pay attention close to, as well as our universe. Over on my channel, on this channel, on TikTok, on my profile, Carmella Teresa. If you go to the profile, it's pinned at the top. The song I applied to it is Yahweh, because I was at the reservoir and I was looking up at the sky. I could not see with my physical eyes, but I felt something magical. I felt it. And so I videoed it. Check out that video. It is clearly a lion. It's a lion of Judah. It is a lion in the clouds, as clear as all day. Check it out. If you cannot see it, keep going back and checking it out. That for me was an extremely important symbol. The lion, I love lions, and the lion will come to me every now and then. And that was a very difficult time for me. That lion came to me, and it meant, Carmella, be strong. It is in you to be courageous. Do not be afraid. And that lion symbolized that for me. It meant all the world to me. When I looked back, I had to look at the video. When I went back home, I was looking at it to put music to it, and I saw the lion. I could not believe it, seriously. That's why the song Yahweh is to it. So anyway, that's another way to navigate. Those are navigating tools in life. Some people can't see or don't want to believe, but I say this. If you have a hard time believing, let's say in anything, this is the one thing that worked for me. I couldn't really understand when people were saying when I was younger, oh, God is up there, God is here, God is there. And I know when I was younger, I inherently believed so much and felt so much of Jesus in me, and the Holy Spirit in me. And somehow, and this does happen, as life becomes a little bit more complicated and difficult, and sadness may be around you, or scary things around, whatever's going on, you tend to forget, because as a kid you're very in tune still to your feelings, so you feel in your heart something. You get older and you kind of forget it, and you're like, you actually forget. So anyway, I came full circle, and in meditation and prayer, and I started to just center in on the deeper part of me. What am I feeling? What is there? And from there, just everything bloomed again. the joy, the peace, the love, the hope, the fact that you have a right to believe. You have a right to believe. Believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in life. Take a deep breath. Write down your goals, whatever they are. Know that they're going to come. They're going to manifest. They're coming. They're on their way. The second you thought of it, it's on its way. It's in the making. So believe in your dreams. Yes. So anyway, those are a few little bit of navigating tools I want to share with you. And when I'm reading the Bridge of Life, or I'm writing my Bridge of Life, any of my books that I'm writing for you, I'm reaching deeper into my heart. And I say here, the reins, infinite puzzles of life, designed to renew us holistically. Stand, breathe, and behold. The floods, broken pieces of glass shaped by centuries of waves, crashing them into gravel walls, undaunted, pitted, and designed by nature's force. The floods beckon fate while wise men learn to navigate around them. The rains give life unto archaic hearts, once saddened, now glisten. The rains give life unto archaic hearts, from which prisms peek out of casting emerald hues, faintly brushed up to saffron tips of slender, feathered leaves of the weeping willow. Weeping willows in multitude, to step and sink. In celebration, the draped dancers swing. Weeping willows in multitude, to step and sink. In celebration, the draped dancers swing. Frayed arms veiled in sunline braids to etch the next shelter for anyone who needs to enter. Shelter from the rains, shelter from the enemies, shelter from life itself. The weeping willow, without words, offers a non-judgmental place of love. The weeping willow, nature's refuge, nature's shelter, nature's hug on the traverse. Don't judge others, people. And if people are judging you, get away from them. Humble in its stance, eloquently graceful, with values rooted deeply, 'tis the weeping willow. So I go on like that, using the metaphors throughout the book. And then at the end of the book, I take some of these metaphors and I place them in a place at the end of the book for you to use as affirmations, to use as meditations, to use maybe as prayer. So let's see, let me skip a little bit and talk to you a little bit more. I talk to you here about being in a place, being in an era, a time in our life. I think this is, there's a lot to this poem. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, so its place, its time synchronizes with your space, your moment, your time. I'm trying to see where I'm at here. Somewhere within the mind, somewhere within the heart, masked somewhere up between snow-covered mountain peaks and valleys frozen with anticipation, rivers of life can be found. The rivers, adorned with sweetness upon the banks, raging rapid, calm, or rocky, 'tis one's choice upon the path. Now explain that deeper. I don't mean it's just simply a choice, okay? It's this work for us to get through every day, okay? One may tread trails of lightning, sparking golden portals to open amid rumbles of thunder, seen and unseen. Celestial phenomenon manifests unto the jagged crevices where gravelled steps give way to mystical venues of life, upon the foothills clad in floral beds of wild roses, in celebration to share their short gift of life. Our lives are short. They may feel long, but they're really, really short. And they're really short when you look at it in the perspective that we're trying to learn how to get it. By the time you get it, you're like me, way into your 60s, okay? Blankets of tiny opaline florals glow in their coral leafed vessels, delicately imaging quilted pinafores of nature's lace, woven amongst the rocky ledges, reflecting glimmers of iridescent droplets gliding over the sharp terrain. Remember, where there's sharp terrain, there's also beauty. Neighboring bachelor buttons, morning glories, and sunflowers tiptoe on to the pinnacle. A place of serenity, a place brilliantly illuminating clarity, balance, and goodness. So I go on like that. The whole book is pretty deep, because in the first Bridge of Life, it was a base, like an introduction. It was actually the beginning, a seed for me of what the Bridge of Life was. This one, we're on the Traverse. So next I start talking to you about, like, just a little bit. I'll tell you, 'tis within this realm the florals of the mind bend, connecting, interpreting, welcoming glimpses of the mysteries of life. So then we go on like that. And so this book, seriously, if you are interested, it is on Amazon. It's, if you put in Carmella, you put in my name, Carmella, and just, you don't have to put in DeSopo, but you put in Carmella, C-R-C-Y-R, or you put in the Bridge of Life 2, The Traverse, Bridge of Life Part 2, The Traverse, it will pop up. And it will come up in Kindle, and it's only $2.99. But I would love some people to get these, because to get copies so we can talk about them together. I was thinking, and maybe you know too, I could figure out a platform where to do Zoom, and we can talk about, because there's so much. And each of these stanzas, they're metaphors for life, navigating through life. But the navigation of your own life is going to be very particular to you. So you can apply it like that to you. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and share a little bit. And just, remind you, yes, there's so many different ways to navigate through this life. Never, never, never feel stuck. Everything is temporary. Okay, and also there's some beautiful spiritual leaders out there, like Catherine Kuhlman gives lots of hope. Maya Angelou, love, 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 love. Maya Angelou, I miss her. So there's spiritual leaders out there you can read clips of, just enough to kind of, lift your spirits. So with that, I hope you have a beautiful day. I send you a love and light. And I am personally very thankful for you. So with that, I send a love and light. Happy Thanksgiving.